Hello, Merry Meet. So today I want to review an Oracle deck. And the deck I want to talk about today is, and here my camera is rolling around, is Sacred Rebels Oracle by Alana Fairchild. Here's the box. It is a fairly sturdy box, so you can keep your cards in this and it'll last you for some time. It's published by Blue Angel, which currently is owned by Llewellyn, as far as I know. Here's the back of it. So, let's have a look, shall we? As usual, I want to start with the book that it comes with, because I like to make a little bit of fun of the little white books in tarot decks, but here's the thing, the little white books in tarot decks, they're not that important. Because if it doesn't give enough information, there's hundreds, if not thousands of books out there about the tarot. Just pick one. But when it comes to an oracle deck, the only information that's there are usually the book that comes with the deck. So if that's not good enough, you're left on your own. So here's the book. It's fairly thick. Let's see what it contains. We have an introduction, and it is illustrated with images from the cards. Introduction as well, basically it's an introduction. And then we have, you can just go by the index. Then you have various forms of messages, some information on this deck, why we need creativity, basically about using the creativity in your spiritual life. Have things about what is oracle decks, how this particular deck works, about altars and having a journal of your readings, how to use it for healing and card readings, and then there are a card layout. It's not something amazing, but it's an interesting layout. And yeah, then they're called messages instead of cards in this thing, but here we have about the cards. Each card is 1, 2, 3, 4 pages long. It contains both how you can read with it, how you can heal with it. So basically, let's look at that card here. Inspiration. It has a little picture of the card in the corner. Then it just talks about what meaning that card have, and then how you can use it for a healing process. So yeah, you have those. And I don't think there's anything else in the book, is there? No. There is 44 cards in all, and that's what the book contains. I think the book is okay, not fantastic, but okay. It gives you what you need to read with these cards, a few different ways to use them, which is good. So I am relatively pleased with it. I do wish they had more card layouts, but all in all, that's not bad. This deck is more for inspiration and for spiritual work and healing than for your typical divination work, but it can be used for that as well. So let's look at some of the cards. I think they're really, really gorgeous. They are just very interesting, very inspirational cards, full of symbolism. So I really like these. So yeah, let me just cover the boob because can't have boobs on YouTube. I think this is a gorgeous deck, and it definitely works very well for this one. I think most pagans of my viewers will like. I definitely can see how this is a better deck for working with your creativity, your intuition, for spiritual work and healing than it is for divination, but it's also a good divination deck. Images are drawn, but they seem to be drawn with a computer program rather than hand drawn. This is the back. It has that gorgeous image. The only thing I don't like about this back is that, of course, it's not reversible. Now, it's less of a problem with this deck, as like I said, you will more be using it for healing and healing and spiritual work than your typical divination. But still, it would be nice if you couldn't immediately see if the card is right side up or upside down. So how's shuffling with this deck? Well, it's one of those rather large oracle decks. Shuffling is not easy. Now this I haven't used very much, and they do get easier when you have worked with them for a while. I do recommend that once you get this deck, just shuffle with it, play with it for a while, because when it becomes a little bit less shiny, at least a little bit worn, then the cards won't stick together so much and it's easier to shuffle. I strongly prefer the typical tarot size cards rather than these ginormous ones, but they do get the images very nicely. It's another one that's very, very pretty. And as for cardstock, it's very, very good. These are thick, heavily, I don't know if it's laminated, but I think that's what I've done to it. Anyway, these cards will last for a while. Unless you willfully try to destroy them, I think you'll have quite a few years of use out of these. They're very nice, very shiny, which of course then makes it more difficult to shuffle, but a bit of wear and tear will solve that for the most part. It's a very feminine deck. While there's definitely not a deck only for women. There's a lot of female imagery, and most of the figures in it are feminine. It's very easy to see how the cards fit together with the name and the message of them. So that it's clearly here that the artists have not just made a lot of pretty images and then thrown them together with some random meaning, like sometimes happens. Rather, it is pretty well thought out. One thing that I do not like is that, as you can see here for some of the cards I've shown you, the border here are different color from the different cards. For me, that sort of distracts me a little bit, because it sort of lumps them together with those that have similar frames, making it more difficult for me to just focus on the image and also my intuition. Other than that, I don't have a great complaint in this deck. I think that for intuitive readings and also for intuitive spiritual work, this deck is awesome. It definitely have imagery that at least speaks to my imagination and my intuition. So yeah, this is a really gorgeous deck. There's not that many cards in the deck, so I can just show you all of them. Do I recommend this deck? Yeah, I do. If you want a deck purely for divination, this is not the deck I will recommend for you, because it is made more for spiritual work and healing, meditation, ritual work, and for awakening your creativity, more than it is for typical divination work. That doesn't mean it can't be used for divination, but it means that that's not the best tool for it. So if you're looking for your first oracle deck for divination, you might not want this one. But if you want a tool for, I really like this one. If you want a tool for spirituality, healing, and especially work that goes with your imagination, your intuition, and your creativity, then this is definitely a tool I will recommend you. I also think this is a great deck just for sitting down with a card and meditating on it. So yeah. I cannot find a lot of faults with it. The only thing, like I said, is those frames. Now, it do look to me like you might possibly, because the frame on the back is a little bit thinner than the one, so that I don't think you will cut much into the imagery on the back if you cut off the frames, and I might do that because different colors of the different frames is irritating. Now there's reasons for them to be there, it's part of the cards, but that doesn't work for me, and I think that could possibly work. But other than that, and the fact that they're difficult to shuffle, I have no complaints about this deck. It's a very, very good deck for spiritual work. So yeah, let's put the deck back in the box. Come on, here you go. This is something also that annoys me just a little bit when it comes to oracle decks. Why can't they have a card thingy in there that holds the deck in place, so that when you put the book on top, you don't hear this constantly? Guess I could put it in a bag, but yeah, it would have cost them so little to just include that. But very few decks have that. Anyway, this is a pretty good deck. I'll give it 8.5 out of 10. And that is the Sacred Rebels Oracle, Guidance for Living a Unique and Authentic Life by Alana Fairchild. Hope you have enjoyed this review. Have a great day, and blessed be.